In this video, I'm going to talk about what I've been doing that might be considered a slightly different approach to healthcare. It's taken me a long time to figure some things out about what works and what doesn't when trying to get healthcare. And I wanted to make this video in case other people are really struggling having positive experiences with people that they're going to see. And I hope that this can help fill in the gaps a little bit and help you to see that I am being very proactive. If there was one major tip, it's do research and look for answers on your own, which if you're watching my video, you already are. So good job. Just that level of I'm wanting to be involved and be an active participant in my own journey to health and well-being is something that really makes healthcare providers excited to work with you. So this is week 6 and 7 combined of my healing journey being tongue-tied. So I was diagnosed with adult tongue tie, a posterior tongue tie, a mild tongue tie, and I am working on orofacial myofunctional therapy to get eventually a tongue tie release surgery, which will be mid-October or November. And you can follow along, hit subscribe, you can like this video and you can comment, and I'll be sure to reply to your comments and follow along for my healing journey. I have gotten really good feedback from my different providers that I've been seeing to help me address different things going on with my health right now. And I wanted to make a video specifically about this because it dawned on me that not everybody thinks like I do when it comes to healthcare, because not everybody has had the experiences that I've had when it comes to healthcare. So first of all, I should let you know that I haven't always had good experiences with healthcare. I have tended to be on the I don't want to go to the doctor spectrum of things for a long time. I had experiences being gaslit by doctors. I was put on medication that ended up being very harmful for me, the pill. And I really feel like the medical system in general is not designed for health. It's designed for profit. And I think if we can acknowledge those shortcomings and the reality of the failure of Western medicine, and still recognize that it's a system that is the main one that we have to interact with if you live in the United States and want healthcare, that you can just work with what is available. And what I've noticed is that when I come to a provider understanding that basically my general primary care provider is there for baseline helping me track and get me access to things that I might need specialists beyond what they can do, and to prescribe things basically. Of course, that's a very simplified version of it, but I didn't realize for the longest time that I could just go to my primary care provider and say, hey, I think I have blank. Can you refer me to a specialist? And they might say, why do you think you have blank? And you have to come up with some reasons, but that's their job basically. And I went to my primary care provider since I got diagnosed with orofacial myofunctional therapy, or with tongue tie, and needed orofacial myofunctional therapy to get additional recommendations for services so my insurance would cover other forms of therapy that I can do in conjunction to augment the experience that I'm going to have with the tongue tie journey. So for example, last week my video was all about doing a sleep study, and I found out that I have sleep apnea. I went to my primary care provider and I said, I think I have sleep apnea. Can I have a referral to a sleep study? And they asked me some questions and I said I snore, and I got a referral. I have also now asked my PCP for a referral to a pelvic floor physical therapist. I learned about pelvic floor physical therapy when I realized that there was a connection between the mouth and the pelvis. And I actually asked in the adult tongue tie group, which is just adults with tongue tie, not that it's explicit content. that I asked, what's the connection? Has anybody had an improvement in their sex life after they've had their tongue tie release? And I knew that there would be some comments, I've heard this from different people, even of like certain people having a better experience giving oral pleasure when after they have their tongue tie released, because they have more mobility in their tongue. But that's not what I was actually looking for. And I got some great answers from people saying, actually, yes, when I think about it. And basically the fascia release of getting the tongue tie, it can open up things all over the body, different tensions that you might not have known you were holding. And I wondered, well, could it release tension that I hold in my pelvis? And I realized that there's a lot of connection between the mouth and the pelvis. And I found some great videos on YouTube that talk about it and different exercises that you can do, like simply putting your tongue into correct posture, which is saying N and putting your tongue on that spot, and then making sure the tongue is lifted and touching the palate all the way back into the back of the throat. And if you do that, you might notice a release of tension in your pelvis. And closing your mouth and breathing through your nose when you're doing that. So it's little things like that that I have been connecting. And it's my approach to getting care that when I showed up to the pelvic floor physical therapist, they were like, oh my God, I love you. You're coming in knowing these different connections. And I think it's because normally a person like me never gets care. And I am empowering myself with research and knowledge. And one of the ways that I learn is just simply through conversation. And that's part of why I wanted to make YouTube videos, so I could have a conversation online with people about tongue tie. And having those base layer conversations with people, I picked up it might be connected to pelvic health, the tongue tie thing. And that was like a thread. And it takes dedication and perseverance and motivation that when you find those threads, to keep pulling on them. I had to call about 20 different people before I found a pelvic floor physical therapist in Chico that accepted patients. And she said that they didn't have any openings for a long time, but I said, I have a surgery coming up in October. Is there a possibility of seeing you before then? And they made a special appointment for me. And when I came in, she was so excited to talk to me because I knew some shit. I did some research and just was excited that they were going to be talking to somebody that wanted care. So I think that if you are going to a healthcare provider wanting to be engaged and participating in the type of service that they're offering, especially for somebody like pelvic floor physical therapy or my orofacial myofunctional therapy, where you actually have to go home and do homework for it to be effective. And it's not hard homework. It's really simple, easy homework. I think that that makes a world of difference to healthcare providers. So for anybody that's like, I don't know, I've been treated poorly by people before, I haven't had the best experiences, I don't know if anybody's gonna understand me, I don't know if I'm able to find the right people. Yeah, it might be slightly difficult. You might not have the right connection with somebody the first time you try. Keep trying, don't give up. And really, it's your health at stake. There's nothing more important when it comes to our lives than making sure that the foundation of how we experience the entire world, our physical bodies, is taken care of. So this is a little bit different than my normal videos where I just kind of talk about my experience. I really want people to understand that there's a way to go about getting care that can make the experience enjoyable. Even if you find somebody that isn't competent, isn't capable, isn't understanding, really might not, probably shouldn't be practicing medicine, but you can know that it's their problem and not your problem. You can always say no. You can always say, I'm going to get a second opinion. You can always keep looking online for answers, asking for help. Like, there's always more options available to you. So if you feel like you've come up with a dead end, I just want to encourage you to like look sideways, look up, look down. I should update you. The exercises are going really well with my myofunctional therapist, and I've been seeing a pelvic floor physical therapist, which is going really well. I've been doing Feldenkrais exercises, pelvic floor exercises, which is a mind-body technique of connecting the neurological networks of how our muscles are being controlled to create more space in the body, which is a very awesome, different approach that I'm really enjoying. I'll put links to all these things down below. And I've also signed up for craniosacral therapy, which will happen at the end of October, which I'll talk about, or end of September, which is a form of therapy I'm not super familiar with, but I'm excited to give it a shot. I've done Rolfing, or structural integration bodywork, which is a really deep form of bodywork that focuses on fascia and aligning different areas of your body. That has been really helpful. I got Rolfed in my mouth, which was like a whole nother level. I have been going to a myofascial release massage therapist, which has been amazing. I got some work done. They specialize in TMJ stuff. So again, in my mouth, getting work done and like along my neck and shoulder in particular, which has helped me get insights into what might be shifting as I'm doing preparing for surgery, how I want to make sure that I'm like not going back into old patterns. So I need to be aware of like where I hold my tension, and these sessions have all been really helpful for that.
I wanted to give you guys an update. This is Sarah. If you watched my first video, you might remember Sarah. She is the one who had this reel, it was the reason that I figured out that I had a tongue tie in the first place. I was scrolling on Reels one day and I saw her reel, and it was like all the pictures clicked for me. And I was like, wait, I think I have a tongue tie. And I got a free consultation with her virtually. And I ended up like crying for 30 minutes after that, because I felt so validated of all these things that I didn't realize were connected to my health, were totally connected and could be fixed by addressing the tongue tie. So that was like my aha moment. Okay, it's not loading the reels, but I wanted to show you, she's on fire. She just announced in August that she's not doing the free consultations anymore, which I might have to go back and edit in the description of the first video, because I write she does free consultations, because in July, when I worked with her, she offered these free consultations. And I think it's because she's killing it online. And some of you know that my day job, I'm a marketing strategist. I do marketing consultation work with people. And I just love what she's doing here, because she's using Instagram in a fun and entertaining way, which is helping her reach the masses. And she's like creating memes that are things that people can relate to mostly. And I think that's helping her business thrive right now. So I just like, these are so funny. Treating anxiety with therapy and pills alone, getting a sleep study if you suffer from mental health disorders. Oh my God, I love it. Especially like the last video I did, week number 5, is me doing a sleep study, part of which I knew to get because I did a free consultation with Sarah. I wouldn't have necessarily put that together as quickly, because I remember I went into my appointment with Brooke saying, yeah, I want to do a baseline sleep study. And Brooke was like, I love you. You're awesome. I love how proactive you're being. And there was, wait, here. When a client tells me they want to work with a team to fix the root cause of their health problems. This meme, I think, sums up the point of this video, which is that if you are interested in actually doing the work and healing, your providers are going to love you. They're going to look at you with this face. So thank you, Sarah. You totally get it. I could spend all day on these memes. They're so great. And this one I will leave you with that right now, your problems are the least expensive they'll ever be. So yes, it's expensive to do healthcare stuff sometimes, but the longer you wait, the longer it takes to reverse issues that are becoming entrained as habits in your health right now. So it's going to take work either way, and the least amount of work is right now.
So thank you for watching my videos, and I'll be back hopefully Friday or Saturday. I don't want to miss another week, and I'll share another update with you. Thank you everyone for watching.